If you are getting older and there are days when you feel you need your children or grandchildren more than before, please don't skip this video. Not because your family is wrong, not because your children are unkind, and not because you did anything wrong in your life, but because there is something very subtle, very quiet, that is happening inside many older adults. Something that does not hurt right away, does not make you sick immediately, does not knock you down all at once, but it weakens you little by little, makes you feel smaller inside your own home, and slowly makes you afraid of a life you once knew how to manage so well. Not afraid of illness, not afraid of poverty, not afraid of death, but a fear that is very hard to name. The fear of no longer being needed. The fear of becoming someone who is only taken care of. The fear of slowly disappearing. Even while still alive, this fear is not loud. There is no crying, no complaining. It appears only in very small moments. When you stand up, then sit back down thinking, it's okay, let the kids do it. When you want to go outside, then stop, afraid of being a burden. When you want to say something, then stay quiet, thinking it's probably not necessary. And if you nodded at even one of those lines, this video is for you. Dependence begins very gently. Dependence never begins as something bad. It doesn't come with force. It doesn't come with control. It doesn't come with disrespect. Instead, it comes very gently. It comes with care, with love, with words that feel warm to anyone who hears them. Let me do it for you. It'll be faster. You rest, I'll take care of this. I'll take you there, it's safer. Those words are not wrong. And because they are not wrong, they are very hard to refuse. The first time you hear them, how do you feel? You feel cared for. You feel noticed. You feel you are not forgotten. You think, my children have grown up. Letting them take care of me is fine. I'm older now, why tire myself? And you agree, not because you can't do it, but because you don't want to hurt them. But from that moment on, a very quiet process begins. Before you did many things yourself, maybe not quickly, maybe not perfectly, but they were your things. You went to the market yourself. You cleaned. You organized things your own way. Each small task did more than keep the house running. It preserved a very important feeling, the feeling that I am still in control. I am still living my own life. I still have a place. Then one day, things change very softly. Your child says, I'll buy it for you. I'll clean it. I'll handle it. At first, you give up just a little, one task, one time, but then that task doesn't come back, and you don't ask for it back. No one takes it from you. No one forbids you. You simply become used to things being done for you. There is something very few people notice. When you do less, your body begins to change. Quietly, subtly, just this. You stand up more slowly. You take fewer steps. You sit still for longer. And you think, it's just age. But it's not only age. The human body is very honest. What is not used becomes weaker. Legs that don't walk grow weak. Hands that don't work slow down. Balance that isn't tested declines. Not because you are old, but because you no longer get to use yourself. And it's not just the body, your brain changes too. When you no longer need to decide, no longer need to choose, no longer need to handle small matters on your own. Your brain becomes used to waiting for others to speak, waiting for others to decide, waiting for others to remind you. And this is very dangerous, because one day you begin to ask yourself, is this the right thing for me to do? Am I making the right choice? From someone who once carried the whole family, you slowly become someone unsure of yourself, losing the right to small decisions. As dependence increases, the first thing you lose is not strength, not money, not big authority. It is the right to make very small decisions. What to eat today, what to drink, when to go out, what to wear. At first you ask just for convenience. Is this okay to eat? Is this a good time to go? Then gradually you stop offering choices. You say, you decide. Not because you have no opinion, but because you think it's faster this way. It keeps the peace, and each time that happens, you step back a little. There are days when you want to go outside, not far, just a few steps, to breathe, to watch people pass by, but you think they're busy right now. What if something happens and I become a problem? And you stay seated. That day passes very normally. Nothing happens. No trouble. But the next day, you are used to staying in, and staying in becomes the default. When you no longer make small decisions, your brain learns a new habit, the habit of dependence. It no longer practices evaluating situations. It no longer practices choosing. It no longer practices taking responsibility. And then you begin to doubt yourself. This doubt is quiet. It doesn't cause panic. It simply whispers every day. I'm not as capable as before. I might mess things up. I should let others decide. And from there, you become smaller. The psychological and physical consequences begin to show when dependence lasts too long. The consequences don't appear immediately. They arrive little by little. Physically, the body weakens faster, reflexes slow down, confidence in movement decreases. You start to fear falling, fear mistakes, fear doing things wrong, and when you fear, you avoid. The more you avoid, the weaker your body becomes. A very quiet cycle forms. Psychologically, the impact is even deeper. You begin to feel that you are no longer needed, that everything you do is a burden, that staying quiet is better. You speak less, you ask less, you share less. You're still in the same house, still at the same table, but you feel as if you are standing at the edge, and this is one of the deepest pains of aging. Not physical pain, but the feeling of being reduced. There is a question many older adults ask themselves, but never say out loud, if I weren't here anymore, would anything really change? That question is not because you want to disappear. It is because you no longer feel you have a role, and that feeling alone can pull the spirit down very quickly. Family does not do this on purpose. Children never want you to become weaker. But when you are no longer allowed to, do things yourself, decide for yourself, take responsibility for yourself, then no matter how much love there is, you still weaken, not because of a lack of love, but because of a lack of self-direction. The fear of losing your role, losing your value. There's a fear that very few older adults speak about, not because they don't feel it, but because they don't know how to name it. It is not exactly the fear of illness, not exactly the fear of death. It is the fear of no longer being needed. Gradually, people stop asking you to help, not because you are incapable, but because they think letting you rest is better. They don't mean to push you aside. They simply think, Mom and Dad have done enough. They're tired. I'll do it faster. And so even very small tasks, the ones that once made you feel useful, no longer come to you. No one says it directly. No one hurts you openly, but you feel it. You feel yourself slowly stepping aside. You feel your role in the family fading. You feel that if you do nothing today, no one really needs you to do anything. That feeling is deeply uncomfortable. Not loud, not explosive, but it settles deep inside. It makes you start to ask, am I still helpful? Do I still have value? And when there's no clear answer, you become quiet. This silence is not peace. It is withdrawal. You stop offering help. Stop sharing opinions. Stop expressing your thoughts. Not because you have none, but because you think, it doesn't matter anymore. I'm probably not important now. And from there, a very dangerous cycle forms. You speak less. The family becomes used to your silence. They do more things for you. You feel even less useful. The less your role exists, the further you withdraw. No one is wrong, but you are the one who loses. Keeping independence without hurting anyone. Keeping independence does not mean opposing your children. It is not stubbornness. It is not forcing yourself. It means keeping a portion of control over your own life. It is gently saying, this is something Dad can do. This is something Mom wants to decide. Thank you, but let Dad try first. Those words are not rejecting love. They are protecting your presence. You don't need to do everything. You don't need to prove strength. You only need to keep a few familiar tasks. A few things that remind you who you are. Maybe it's walking every morning. Maybe choosing your own meals. Maybe keeping one personal habit untouched. These things seem small, but they keep your spirit from collapsing. And when the spirit stays upright, the body weakens much more slowly. Keeping independence also means learning to speak up, but gently, not with blame, not with resistance, just honesty. saying you still want to do things, saying you still need to feel useful, saying you appreciate the help, but also need space of your own. Many families only need to hear this to understand. If you are still listening and you feel that one of the situations in this video reflects your own life, share it in the comments. It could be one small thing you once gave up. It could be a feeling you have kept inside for a long time. You don't need to write much. One line is enough. Your story might help someone else feel that they are no longer alone.